You will need two 9/16 inch wrenches, two 1/2 inch wrenches, 1/4 inch Allen wrench, one 5/16 inch Allen wrench, and a hammer. Attach the posts to the legs using the 3/8/16 by 3/4 socket head bolts and lock washers. Don't tighten yet. Align the holes of both posts using the long 3/8 inch bolt, then tighten the bolts that hold the posts in place. Then remove the long bolt. Repeat this procedure for the top shelves. Place the legs on a flat surface and space them apart with the bottom crossmember so that the holes in the crossmember aligns with the holes in the posts. Place a column over a post and align the holes. Fasten using the 3/8/16 by 2 hex head bolts, lock washers, and nuts. Tighten the nuts finger tight and then repeat with the other 3 columns. Mount the casters to one end of each leg using the 5/16 18 by 1 inch hex head bolts, washers, lock washers, and nuts. Then tighten the bolts. Mount and tighten the 3/8/16 by 1/2 socket head bolt and nut onto the other end of the leg. Mount the wheels using the shoulder bolt and lock nuts. Tighten the nuts. Then place the rack on the floor to complete your assembly. Place one of the top shelves into the columns. Then position the top crossmember between the columns and align the holes using the 3/8/16 by 2 hex head bolts. Mount the second top shelf and insert the 3/8/16 by 2 hex head bolts, lock washers, and nuts. You may have to loosen the bolts that hold the posts in place in order to insert the bolts into the crossmembers. With the rack sitting on a flat surface, make sure that all 4 wheels are touching, then tighten all of the 3/8/16 by 2 bolts that go through the columns, posts, and crossmembers. With a cutting unit on the bottom shelf, mount 2 adjustable shelves to the columns just above the cutting unit using the 3/8/16 by 2.5 hex head bolts, washers, lock washers, and nuts. Position the shelf so that you can easily remove the cutting unit. Then tighten the bolts. Finally, place the 3/8/16 by 2 socket head bolt and nut in the hole at the end of each shelf and then tighten.